Hello, I'm MK14 and this is Class Setup Tips, a series where I give you class setup tips for all of the weapons in Call of Duty Ghosts, giving you perk guides like attachment guides and secondaries and stuff like that to help you make the best class, because half of doing well in Call of Duty is having the best class and half of it is having the skill, obviously. So, you know, having the best class really does just give you a really good advantage right out the gate. So let's go right into it and talk about the MK14. So this is the first marksman rifle I'm covering, so we're going to talk a little bit about marksman rifles in general. So they really seem to be just single shot assault rifles at first, and you might want to just play them like that, but they really do cover this whole different range of in between the sniper and the assault rifles, and they managed to do that really well without making them really horrible and just useless, because the maps in this game seem to be designed specifically to incorporate marksman rifles and snipers and have them both have their own ranges. So for the most part you can play this like an assault rifle, but you do need to bear in mind that at close range you're going to have a lot worse performance. You're going to want to pull out the pistols if you have them, you know, at close range rather than trying to hip fire 90% of the time. And you also got to bear in mind that at long ranges, like against sniper rifles, you're going to take 3 shots to kill, they're going to take 1. Sometimes you're going to want to back down. A couple times in this game I do actually, I think I get some sniper kills on sniper users, but they're more... Not really luck, I'd say, but more, you know, just really well positioning in the engagement. So yeah, let's get right into the MK14 and how you want to use it. So again, the MK14 is returning from Modern Warfare 3, and it's pretty much the exact same weapon and can be used in the exact same way. So first of all, as far as sights go, on the marksman rifles, if you don't put a sight on, you get the scope, so you definitely want some form of sight. But as far as like sights go, the only one that I can really... Well, the only 2 I can recommend would be the red dot and the red dot hybrid sight, which is thermals and a red dot. The red dot hybrid has a little more recoil, so it's not quite as good for the high recoil weapons like this one, and it also, you know, it just looks a little worse and feels a little worse. But it also has the thermal on there if you want to make it longer range. Whereas the red dot just does everything perfectly. Like I don't understand why you'd want to trade in the red dot for maybe the iron sights, because the iron sights just make you do worse at, you know, long range for a little advantage at medium range. Like I just don't really get any of the other sights. So personally, I use red dot all the time. You can try it with any other sight, but I think you'll reach the same conclusion that red dot or the red dot hybrid are the only 2 you're going to be using. And even red dot hybrid, it has a lot of flaws and doesn't work on the high recoil thing is. So as far as attachments go, we're going with red dot. Then your second attachment you can pick, although the muzzle brake has been nerfed on the marksman rifles now. It's only like it has like 5% less range than the other things. So basically what I'm saying is the muzzle brake's not as useful anymore. I wouldn't recommend it. I'd recommend instead extended mags, because extended mags means you don't have to go with fully loaded or scavenger, and it means you can get 2 more perk points. So it's definitely a worthwhile attachment to have. So that's what I'd recommend as far as attachments go on the MK14. So let's move right into the secondary. So secondary, you kind of do need one with this weapon, or with, you know, marksman rifles in general, because they're not the best close range guns. You will lose a lot of close range gunfights to assault rifles, submachine guns, shotguns, even other pistols, if you're not, you know, super careful on pull out your, you know, secondary in time. So what I would recommend is I'd recommend either the P226 Akimbo, which by the way, they just work so well. Or if you want, you could go with a single MP444 free Grach. Again, not quite as recommended because it is, I don't know, it doesn't seem to work crazy well for me, but if that works for you, then try that. Or the third secondary, which I believe I might be using in this gameplay, is a PDW. So the PDW is actually, it's a hard to use, but a high reward secondary. So it's a 3-round burst, but it takes usually a burst and a half, if not 2 bursts to kill, so you really need some accuracy with it. Or you can just go for the hip fires like I do, and you can do actually pretty well with it. Unfortunately, you can't use it akimbo, so extended mags is your only option. But you can still do some pretty good stuff with it, and it really seems to fill the gap that you need filling with the marksman rifle. So PDW extended mags, really good secondary if you're going with a secondary, which I'm like so recommending basically. So lethal and tacticals, IED will work well if you want to hold down a position. If you're not holding down a position, I don't find that nades work crazy well because this is such a long-range gun. And I don't know, the ranges you're trying to get people with this, you'd need strong arm if you want to be crazy effective anyway. So I didn't go with any. I think I went with an IED maybe this game and then shot it randomly. But an IED is, I guess, an option. And if you're not going with that, then I really wouldn't recommend going with any lethal. Tacticals, again, you could kind of go with a smoke if you're going with thermal, but If you're not, then I just recommend leaving it as getting another perk point. So you go, if you did follow that, then that means you have 10 perk points to work with. What I'd recommend is, first of all, a nice amplify, just to get those footsteps to help you, like when you hear someone close by, you can pull out your pistol in time and be ready and, you know, hopefully actually get them rather than lose the gunfight. So amplify is just a really good perk for any class, but that's the reason I use it in this class. Incog, a really nice one, means at long ranges people aren't going to be able to shoot you quite as well, and it really does just help out for, like quite well for some reason. Well, not for some reason, but because it's such a good thing. Stalker, again, that helps you basically, you know, not have to aim down sights when you see someone, just be able to continuously hold them down and then, you know, look around like that. Really helps out with the Marksman rifles because they do have the long radius times. And finally, the last 2 perk points, I found like either Dead Silence is a nice one because it will make you that little bit more stealthy. It's not, you know, crazy necessary, but other than that, there's Ping, there's Hardline, or if you want, you could go with something like Takedown and Strong Arm or any of the 2 1-point perks. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend as far as perks go on this weapon. I hope you have enjoyed this little class setup tips video. If you have, I've done a whole series. You can check out the playlist in the description now. Thanks for watching this video. Like it if you like it. Check out the other 2 videos that are going to be on screen right now, and have fun using the MK14 in Call of Duty Ghost multiplayer.